All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all the praise, all the honor, and all the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakak and of course, as always, double honors to our apostles and our elders that rule well at Great Millstone. Salutations to all you Center Akim that are preaching this word in all truth and sincerity. So I want to do this lesson, all right, based on a conversation, or I should say a little just a brief little chat between me and the brother. And I had seen this video posted by Jason A, which Jason A comes out with a lot of these videos, these short, not necessarily super short, but short video clips of conspiracy and things taking place in the world, which proves that we have the spirit of prophecy. All right, not every single video that he pushes is prophetic, but he is a believer of Jesus Christ, which we don't use that name. We use the names Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. All right, so right here, it says Trump emergency announcement. It has begun. Now, if you watch the video, in this video, okay, Trump is getting at how they're going to use the military, to pretty much invade Mexico. Okay, first they're going to target, cartels here in America, Babylon. Okay, but then they're going to say, well, we got to go to the root of these cartels, and they offered aid to the Mexican government, but the president of Mexico said, no, we can handle our house with our own people. Okay, don't bring your military into our country, because they know once America goes in, okay, it's like somebody goes into your house and then wants to change shit around. You let somebody into your home, and sure enough, they're going to make it their own. All right. So the Mexican president is like, no, we'll handle these cartels how we handle them. You guys can handle, or you guys can help us from the border, but stay in your guys' border. Okay, don't come into our country. Which, if, okay, or when Trump sends the military into Mexico, yeah, at first they're going to probably target, criminal organizations, cartels, drug pins. But time and time again, history shows you that this fucking devil, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, cannot be trusted, man. Okay, he is our enemy, and he's going to prove it time and time again that he hates you Israelites, man, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Okay, so this sparked a thought through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai of what this fucking devil did, okay, in Panama. All right. Now, if y'all don't know or haven't seen the documentary of the Panama Deception, I highly advise you brothers and sisters to watch that video, okay? To watch that documentary of what took place in Panama. And it's the same shit we're seeing right here, okay? And the scripture says, as a matter of fact, through peace, they shall destroy many, okay? So this devil, he's going to say, okay, we're here on a war on terror, okay? We're fighting a war on terror, a war on drugs. Just like how they said about Panama. They were saying that Noriega went rogue and that he was working with drug cartels. Which, Esau's the fucking devil. And the devil means a slanderer, accuser. Okay? And this devil, Esau Edom, once again was in there looking for Noriega. But when you get, you watch the documentary, They were not out there just killing Panamanian soldiers, man. They were killing the citizens of Panama, man. Okay. So if they go into Mexico, they're going to start killing you Issacharites, man. You so-called Mexicans. They ain't going to be just targeting cartels, man. They're going to target you. Okay? All right, now let's get into these scriptures, you know. And the first scripture I got is right here in Isaiah chapter 59, verse 19. And it reads, "So shall they fear the name of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, from the west." That's where we're at. We're in the west, western hemisphere. Okay, we're west of the country of Israel, Jerusalem, our homeland. So the majority of Israelites, the majority of the elect are going to be here in the west. Okay? And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to do miracles for his people, man. It says, and his glory from the rising of the sun. And the sun rises, okay, in the east. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, which they're going to do. All right, the governments of the world are going to crack down on you Israelites, man. They're going to label us terrorists. They're going to label us evil, okay, drug dealers. All right. Hey, watch the Panama Deception, man. They were out there using, at the time, advanced weaponry and turning Israelites, vaporizing you, man. Okay, they were hitting you with frequencies that would melt your skin, okay, turn your bones and everything into liquid, into mush. And all that was left was your clothes and your jewelry, man. They were vaporizing Jake, man. And that was back in the I want to say the 80s, I believe. You know, if not the 80s prior to that, man. Salakia. Okay. And now we're here, 40 years later, 50 years later. So the weaponry of this time, okay, is way more advanced, man. All right. And Esau deals with frequencies, man. He deals with weaponry. That's his blessing, the sword. So the things he's about to do to you Israelites in this day and age, man, is gonna surpass that. It says, when the enemy come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai shall lift up a standard against him. And that's what we need. We need Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to give us that spirit. Okay? Harakah Quadash, spiritual power, to be able to defend ourselves, man. I'm here at the slave plant, and I seen this young girl, and she was bald, and I looked, and I was just like in a state of like it kind of affected me, thinking like, man, how many Israelite children are out there dying of leukemia, different forms of cancer, man. So she has some kind of disorder, some kind of ailment. And it made me think about spiritual power. How brothers are going to receive spiritual power, not only to defend, the 1/3 from Esau, Edom, okay, but also to be able to heal the 1/3, man. To restore, okay. We need that standard. We need Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to defend us, to give us might, strength. Because this fucking devil, once again, is going to look to eradicate us as a people, man. All right. Let's see. This is Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. Right, so it's our time to rejoice, because we see prophecies, being fulfilled. Okay, this devil coming down upon us with that great wrath is prophecy, man. Okay, food prices shooting up, man. Things getting worse. Natural disasters, storms, hurricanes, tempests. Okay, wars, rumors of wars. Okay, this should make you rejoice, man. This should put the spirit on you of exhortation to keep going. Okay? And it goes on to say, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, those that don't believe, man. Because your end is coming, man. Because here it is, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai has been constantly warning you, warning our people, but you don't want to take heed. Okay, what's going to save you from nuclear war? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. But if you don't believe and you don't take heed to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, you're going to die a horrific death, man. All right, and I don't want to die. Okay, I do not want my children to have to go through what 2/3 of our people are going to go through, man. What the majority of the planet is going to go through, man. Okay, fuck all that, man. Okay, excuse my French, but, you know, you could either, you know, be a man and just do what you can, okay, or just, you know, expect death, man. Okay? We have to continue in the faith, as the scriptures say. There is no other way, man. It says, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. This fucking devil knows that his time is short. Okay? This fucking devil knows. Alright? And he knows that. That's why he's talking about alligator Alcatraz, locking you up. That's why he's talking about going into Central South America, man. Okay? He got to hit out on Maduro, which is the president or minister of Venezuela. Okay? Which is Central America, man. Or, you know, Central South America. So he already want to go into Mexico. He wants to go into Central America, Venezuela. Okay? He's waging war against the saints, man. Let me get that before I get this. Alright? This is Revelation 13:7. And it was given unto him, to make war with the saints and overcome them. Alright? The saints are you Israelites, man. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and of course you have Israelite foreigners. Okay? And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. See, so he's waging war against you Israelites. He's coming to get you. This motherfucker's the boogeyman, dude. Okay? This guy is a terrible. And he's not going to stop until he eradicates Israel. Okay? That was his heart's intent. Okay? Once we got the blessing. Once our forefather, Jacob, received the blessing. Okay? From there, he had a perpetual hatred. Alright? He had a perpetual hatred for us. And that word perpetual means permanent. It didn't go anywhere. He still hates us, man. Okay? He still hates us, man. And he's about to show his horns. Alright? For the last time. But it's going to be the most vicious time. Okay? Now this is Ezekiel 23:25. And I will set my jealousy against thee, and they shall deal furiously with thee. They shall take away thy nose and thy ears, and thy remnant shall fall by the sword. They shall take thy sons and thy daughters, and thy residue shall be devoured by the fire. You see, that's what happened in the ancient world, but that's what's getting ready to happen again, man. Okay? This man is about to unleash his fury, man. He's going to come down with that great wrath, locking Jacob up. Alright, his troops are going to be, you know, equipped. with the charagma, the mark of the beast. They're going to be, uncontrollable when it comes to you trying to get them to have remorse for you, man. All right, they're going to be like madmen, sparing none. Okay, they're going to be raping your children, man. They're going to be chopping your children's heads off, man. Eating your children in front of you. Okay, strapping bombs to Jake's children. Having them run into places where Jake is and blowing them all up. Okay, this guy is about to show his fucking horns, man. Okay, and Salakia one more time. Sorry, excuse my French. But this message has to go out, man. Okay? It says, spare not, the scriptures say. We're not sparing your feelings, man. We have to tell you this because if you don't take heed, you're going to die a vicious death, man. Okay, they're going to deal furiously with you, man. They're going to throw you into FEMA camps. Okay? It says he shall take away thy nose and thy ears, man. They're going to torture you, Jakes, man. They're going to torture your children, man, in front of you, telling you to take the chip. Take the microchip, which is the mark of the beast, man. Okay, Esau has studied torture and, know what affects Jake, man. Okay? He gonna use your children in that day, man. That's why it says they shall take thy sons and thy daughters. Alright? And they're gonna do as they will with your children, man. Alright? Esau, the so-called white man, is a sick fucking devil, man. Alright? They're look at fucking Trump and Epstein and all these guys, man. That's why the files ain't coming out. Okay? Because you're gonna see that your president is a sick fuck. Okay, you're going to see that the majority of these Edomites, well, I should say every Edomite is a sick fuck. Alright, Psalms 58:3 goes into that. How every Edomite is born estranged from the womb. Okay, there was an article that came out how this pack of Edomites, young Edomites, okay, raped a donkey to death, man. Alright, that's Esau, that's his nature, man. A fucking brute beast. A pedophile, a rapist, a murderer, a witch, a warlock. Alright? He's going to do some heinous, evil things to you Israelites' kids, man. Children, I should say, Salakia. So you need to repent and take heed to what we're saying, man. Okay? Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is the only way. Alright? And I'm going to close it with this. In Revelation chapter 13, verse 10. And this is for the believers. All right, this is for those that are sincere, that take heed to the message. This is Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. Okay? Because thou hast kept the word of my patience. All right? And it's the word of his patience. Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is patient. He's bound by his word. That's why the Lord isn't going to come on your time. Okay? He's coming on his time. He's going to send Yahweh Shai on his time. Okay? All prophecy, okay, is measured in time, man. That's why there's stars, the moon, lights in the firmament, for signs, for seasons, for times. Okay, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai has a specific moment in which this fucking devil is going to eat nukes, man. In which 2/3 are going to get butchered, man. In which the elect, the 1/3, is going to receive spiritual power. Okay? One more time, it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience. You have to be patient. You got to suffer. Okay? And you have to keep this word. You have to have faith. Okay? No matter what you go through. Alright? I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. So certain bros and sisters and the children, Banyam, okay, are going to be kept from the hour of temptation. Okay? It says, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. The hour of temptation is when, you know, they have these troops out here Okay, tempting you to take the mark of the beast, man, which is a microchip. Okay? An RFID, NFC, biometric microchip, man. Okay, that's going to be the new identification. That's going to be the new, key in this civilization, man. Okay, it's going to hold your ID. It's going to hold your medical records. It's going to hold your money. Okay, all that is going to be on the chip. Your legal status, your citizenship status. Okay, all the documents, everything is going to be on that chip. All right, that's going to be, the new system. Okay, and they're going to tempt you, man, to take that. And if you don't take it, they're going to be looking to kill you. They're going to torture you. They're going to try to get you to tap. They're going to try to get you to submit. All right. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. So the Lord is saying, look, if you have faith and you believe unto the end, I'm going to keep you from that hour. I'm going to keep you from taking the charagma. Okay. Now you might have to die. Okay. You might have to. All right. But that's him still keeping, his word. That's him still keeping his promise. This is Revelation 2:10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. See, you're going to be tried, which means tested. Okay? You're going to cast some of you into prison. Those FEMA camps, alligator Alcatraz, whatever they decide to call them in those days, man. Rehabilitation centers. Okay, safety centers. All right? Whatever they decide to call it in that day, man. But fear none of those things. Remember Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Harakakwadash, and his power. Okay, was there any that trusted in the Lord and was forsaken, man? God forbid. Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai forbid. Okay. The scriptures talk about how nobody can pluck the elect of the Lord's hand. So if you have to taste that death, okay, it says, be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. We're going to receive the kingdom and immortality. Okay, so with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and the glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Harakakwadash. And as always, double honors to our apostles and our elders that rule well at Great Millstone. Shalom, peace, mercy to the 1/3, the elect. Till next time, shalom.